Senator Roberts.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Ms Wallens, first question goes to everyone. Many people seem to want to work as casuals these days, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Can it be prescribed as drafted what a casual is? Well, no, let's ask you, three entities. What is a casual in succinct terms? What is a casual?
A casual is someone who does not have an advance commitment from their employer to ongoing work, so it's casual. They have to be paid a casual loading and they have to have the capacity to reject shifts.
Okay, thank you.
Similarly, certainly a flexible arrangement where a casual can be called up at any given time, but also certainly in our industry, the casual is given shifts based on their availability for that week.
Ms Wallens?
Yes, it's someone that can be engaged on a non-systematic basis, right to refuse shifts, but also to be used for flex up and flex down within industry.
Could it also be, Ms Wallens, systematic? In other words, say every Thursday of every week?
Well, I think when it becomes systematic and it is the same day every week, I've certainly seen in previous cases where then you could say that is systematic, and then systematic means it would then make it like a fixed term arrangement that you're here on a particular day every week.
So that'd be part-time, would it? Rather than casual?
Correct.
Thank you.
Sorry, Senator, we have a different view to Ms Wallens.
You
Yeah, sorry if I thought the question was directed at everyone.
Yep,
people can have systematic casuals. I mean, you have people who, say, a young parent coming back into the workforce who says, my partner works Monday to Friday, I'm available to work Saturdays only, we want to have Sundays off to spend with the family. And she'll say to the employer, can I just work Saturdays, please? I want casual loadings because I also want to be able to reject shifts during school holidays or something like that. So it is entirely possible and it happens all the time.
So we see differences
Yes.
amongst the two entities just right here on a simple matter. And that's understandable. The point is that there's a widening demand for casual workers, and casual workers have a widening demands and very, very varied needs. How will this hurt casual people who want to work as casuals?
Senator, we were very concerned with the bill as it's currently drafted, that it would mean that someone who wanted to be systemic could not be, and they could only be offered permanent employment or permanent part-time employment. One thing I will say about the bill with what we've received from the Minister, the bill still may not be perfect for a number of reasons, but it's much better with these, what will end up as amendments, than what's currently on the table.
Senator, we're concerned that the added complexity to navigating the definition of a casual will act as a disincentive for our members to employ casuals and will hurt the workers by there being less opportunity for casual employment.
Thank you. Ms Wallens? Well, let's move on. A touchy question. I'm in favour of unions, but I'm also in favour of workers being able to choose whether or not they want to be in a union and which union if they want to be in a union. We've heard that union membership is declining. Why do you think that is, succinctly?
We're not, that's not within our remit to comment, Senator.
Any comment?
No comment, Senator.
Could it be because in most industries, from what I've seen, unions have a monopoly? They're granted basically the sole right to cover employees. And when you have a monopoly, accountability decreases. And that means service decreases because there's no one to compete with. Take it for granted. Does that make sense?
Senator, under our award, the Hospitality Award, we deal with the United Workers Union. We'd like to think that we try and have a fruitful relationship with them. That was certainly the case in the pandemic, where we worked together to achieve reforms that were adopted from our award across 99 other awards by the government. So if we had to deal with more unions, maybe it would make it more complex. But
good point.
Senator, our position would be that fair competition is essential in any healthy economy.
Ms Wallens, any comment before I go to the next question?
I just think that part of the decline has been because we've invested in our industry, particularly to try and engage our workforce and have that initial engagement with our workers so that we can build that culture and that capability without having to rely on someone who's not invested in our business in owning that process.
Thank you. I'll just go to, I think it's the MGA's grocery. If the bill is passed, you say in your executive summary, paragraph 8, if the bill is passed into law, some communities may need to contend with the closure of their local independent grocery, liquor, timber or hardware store. This could potentially lead to a decrease in competition. I think all of you have said that this bill will lead to an increase in costs. Is that because of administrative inefficiencies or production or retail inefficiencies rather than increased pay?
Senator, there comes a point for any business where sometimes it just becomes too hard to continue operating. And our submission essentially goes to the heart of that point, that if you increase the complexity to too high a degree, then some businesses will consider closing.
Okay. Any comment, Ms. Wallens?
I think for me, it's across the board. I mean, for a lot of businesses, the cost that would be imposed on taking people from casual to permanent, I guess you lose the penalty rate, but then you've got all the accruals and the other expenses of on-costs that come with that to the business. But you've also got then the cost of burdening of managing all the new IR, regulatory requirements, and you need people to do that.
So there's a cost to these inefficiencies. On page, the Australian Hotels Association, on your, I can't see what your page number is, but it's page 162 of the briefing pack. You quote the Minister saying, many casuals won't want a permanent job. If you're a student or just working a casual job to make some money, this change won't matter to you. You don't agree with that, Mr. Ferguson, but you're happy with the changes
correct,
as a good
Senator.
step.
We believe that the Minister and us have just got different views. He believes that the bill provides for what he says. The 20 IR lawyers we have working for the AHA and all the other employer groups don't agree. What we've tried to do is just to get clarity, particularly around systemic workers, and we're satisfied that that's what the Minister has advised us now about casuals with a wholly regular pattern of work.
20 lawyers don't come cheap, Lee. Who pays for them?
The members. I mean, and I know it's the same as trade unions. That's why trade union fees are what they are and what association memberships are. To interpret the Fair Work Act that you and your forebears have given us that weighs 2.2 kilos.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Chair.
With respect.